We're live, pal. Yeah. LA Knight standing in the ring with the American Badass. Yeah. And the Undertaker's bike almost didn't seem like it was cooperating tonight. It's the Monday Night Raw review on the Joe Cronin Show. Hulk Hogan's mic didn't want to work. I'm not sure the crowd knew what the American Badass was. When the American Badass music hit, the crowd kind of just stood there like, what's this? We don't know what this is. It was very weird. They kept zooming in on the crowd to be like, look at it, look, let's get the crowd reaction, get the crowd reaction. And the crowd reaction was like, I couldn't believe that's all they were doing, was standing there. And finally, when the Undertaker was finally came around the corner on the bike, is when the fans started yelling. But it was like dead. I expected when the Undertaker brought back the American Badass that the place would like blow up, like it would have been explosive almost. And obviously, I would think Philly would be like that. But man, it looked like a lot of casuals, or I don't know what it was. I don't know, bro. Wrestling is in trouble, if that's the reaction. I was shocked by that. It was all right, though. It was all right. It was okay, though. It was better than, it was better than it's better than most weeks. But I did fall asleep during the third hour. I was going to be live at 10 o'clock to go live early, because I knew I couldn't be live with you guys for very long tonight. So I was going to go live early. That way I could have all of 10 to 11, and then till about 11:30 or 11:40, and then that'd be it. But I literally passed out at one point. I woke up to The Miz getting his ass kicked. So take whatever that means.
There's something going
and
on.
Here comes Allison Tuckwab.
There's something going on up in this place. There's something weird kinda happening, strange kinda happening, things are kinda happening. What the fuck is happening?
She is the monetize this queen, Allison Tuckwab.
I'm not me.
$49.99.
I'm fucking crazy, split personality, Scott McKinnon.
Damn, Allison. Allison, thank you so much. Holy shit. Allison dropping a $49.99 bam, like on the show. Allison, thank you so much. I cannot believe, without Allison, we may not be doing these shows anymore, to be honest. She has been unbelievable. And she's the queen of Monetize This, too. Reigning Queen Allison. By the way, speaking of Monetize This, I hope you guys join us for episode 400 of Monetize This. 400 episodes, almost 10 years of Monetize This. A show where we're not really supposed to do any wrestling talk, and it's just a free-for-all of insanity.
There's something going on up in space. There's something going on up in this place.
What?
There's something weird kinda happening, strange kinda happening.
I just might fuck her!
And it happens on February 11th. Monetize This. February 11th. I want you guys to remember that. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw now, but first, Allison's donating again. $49.99. Kablooey!
You're not you. I'm fucking
Wow.
crazy, split personality, Scott McKinnon.
Wow, Allison's going nuts. Let me throw my hat on because it's a little cold down here, and Daddy don't got the heater working right. Allison Tuckwab, there's no words I can say to tell you how nice that is. Thank you, Allison. on a night where Timcast is live with Crowder with 200,000 live viewers, and he made about $20,000. Man, I was watching some of that earlier thinking, wow, this guy just made bank. And I was sitting here poor. But then Allison dropped two $49.99s back-to-back to fund the show with about $100. Thank you, Allison. But let's go to Raw now, because the Bloodline opened up beautifully. Let me tell you something. That was a great opening segment tonight. I cannot complain about that, man. They had the crowd. The crowd was loving it. They had me. I thought they went a little too far with the whole injury thing and Adam Pearce stopping the match and everything. I thought they just made it way too obvious and slow-mo. Like, it should have been done quicker. Like, Adam Pearce should have, Sami Zayn should have just said, I'll just come in the match. I'll come in the match. And the referee's like, well, I don't know. Like, you're not part of the tag team. Like, and then Adam Pearce says, Sammy, if you replace him, the match can continue. If you can't, you forfeit the belts. You know, just make it quick. But it was so long. It was obvious what they were going to do. So it was just like, oh, man, make that quick. It's so obvious what you're going to do. So just make it fast. So I just thought it was a little too drawn out as far as, like, critiquing that. Like, if you want to just, like, sort of nitpick that, then that's my nitpick of that, I guess. But other than that, an awesome opening segment. If you guys want to donate to the show, you guys can keep dropping super chats all night long. Obviously, I'm not gonna say not to. You guys are funding the show and feeding my family, so I'm very happy about that. But if you want to use Streamlabs, the Streamlabs link is up top. Use that as well. The donation amounts are listed in the description box. So click that donation link if you want to donate live to the show to get me to talk about whatever you say in your donation. Or use Super Chat or become a member down below. You can do that too. You get the cool icons and stuff. And if you can't do all that, just click the like button and do the sharing and stuff like that. You know the deal on YouTube. We've only been doing this for 10 years straight. You know what I mean? I think we've figured out how to do everything. Isn't it so annoying, though, when other YouTubers now just start their every fucking video starts with, like, 30 minutes of that? You know what I really hate is when YouTubers start their video with, like, 10 minutes of a promo or something like that. It drives me nuts. They're like, today we're going to talk about Pee Wee Herman, getting run over by a bus. But before I do that, let me talk about coffee beans, or fucking let me talk about marshmallows and my sponsor. It's like, no, dude, deliver some value first. Oh, it's so enraging. Maybe a lot of the companies pay extra to, if you say the ad right at the beginning. But god damn it, man. I would have come up with something better, like, hey, today we're gonna talk about Pee Wee Herman getting run over by a car. But I want to remind you, in a few minutes, we'll talk about our sponsors, and our sponsor today is Marshmallow Dildos. MarshmallowDildos.com. Check them out. We'll get to them later. But first, the Pee Wee Herman story. Pee Wee Herman, da-da-da. So that way it's like, okay, you shouted out the sponsor, but now you're onto the story. And then in a little while, I know you're going to go into like maybe a 30-second promo for the product. And then you're going to go back to the story. So it's like I feel like I'm getting some value first. Like, I clicked on the video for the value. Now give me some value. Okay, now give me the plug. And then go back to some more value and then end the video. That's a great formula. But when you just start the video with, I'm gonna advertise for a minute or two, fuck my life, dude. I am not staying subscribed to that. So I try my best on my channel not to do that to you guys. And I know sometimes I have done that or rambled on too much, like I'm doing right now. Let's get to Monday Night Raw, because that's what we're really here for. But the Bloodline opened up wonderfully. The crowd was pretty hot to start. I think tonight was a really good indication of how, this show needs to be 2 hours long. And I know that there are many times that we can talk about how this show needs to be 2 hours long. But this was very, very... Tonight it showed you very obviously how it needs to be 2 hours. And now some people would argue, well, no, Joe, because look at how much time elapsed. I mean, they couldn't even sneak in that main event right there. I mean, everything ran over tonight. They ran way over tonight, right? They had to skip. I don't know if they planned to skip the cage match. Maybe they did, but it felt like they skipped the cage match. It felt like that cage match was really going to happen. And then someone in the back said, "You know what, dude? We're not going to be able to do it. We're not going to do the justice. It's not going to make sense. We can't do it." But it seemed planned the way they did what they did. So it's like, maybe it was planned to be like that, but it felt like they skipped the cage match. And if they didn't skip the cage match, it's like, well, you inevitably did basically skip it, even if you didn't. I thought they skipped it due to time and they had to cut it, and they made that decision on the fly. I thought that's what happened, but then I started thinking that, that maybe that was the way it was supposed to go all along. But if that's the case, why did you do that? You know what I mean? So, but it was too planned to not be planned. You know what I mean? Like, it was too obvious that it was planned. So I'm like, all right, they didn't really skip the cage match. They planned to do that. But why would you do that? It's like that's the only thing that made me think they were skipping it. I'm like, you wouldn't do that, would you? I mean, what was that? So anyway, hit the like button, guys, if you can. We can get to 100 likes. I mean, I have no idea why we didn't get to the likes to 100. There's 400 people in here. We need 100 likes, bro. I liked seeing Hulk Hogan, but again, the Hulk Hogan segment, everything had its little issues, you know. I enjoyed seeing Hogan. You know, again, my childhood, dude, I was the biggest Hogan fan when I was a kid, and Shawn Michaels was always right next to that, and, you know, all that stuff. But, oh, man, so I love seeing Hogan. And you know, more for the character. Everybody always says, I don't like Hulk Hogan, or I don't like Terry Bollea. You know, it's the guy, people don't like him, or they're upset, whether it's the way he acts, his politics in wrestling, or they're just sick of him, or if it's the N-word, the private N-word, which was weird, and we've been over that a million times about him, telling his daughter she can't date N-words or whatever, which was weird. He shouldn't have been recorded in private, but it's still weird that he said that in private, I don't know. But it's like, I just see it as that's the character. I love the character Hulk Hogan, what he stands for in his character. I like the entertainment I've gotten from him. I like, I like the music, the mic, everything. But then the mic didn't work. It became evident right away that the microphone was busted. And I found that to be deliciously hilarious. And I was like, oh my God, the microphone's batteries are dead. And it was, that the batteries were dead or that they were loose or something. It felt like it was shorting out, which usually means the batteries are dead. So somebody didn't plug in the Monday Night Raw microphones before they left the last city. So that was unfortunate, and all I could think was somebody run out there and give him another mic. Oh my God, somebody get out there with another mic. This ain't working. And sure enough, that's what happened. Some guy came running out at the very last second, and then he didn't really need it. But he did need it, though, because he really had to get that line out about Philadelphia, the Eagles or whatever, to make the crowd pop. You notice the crowd popped more for him saying the cheap pop for the sports team than they did for actually Hulk Hogan. And the crowd didn't even really pop for the Undertaker at first. I couldn't believe that. When I saw when it was like the Undertaker's music was going off, dong, and I'm like, oh, Undertaker. And then it switched to the American Badass thing, and it switched. I went, oh, someone's playing a joke on us. Undertaker's not here. But then immediately I went, oh my God, no, American Badass. Holy shit, let's go. But then they showed stills of the crowd, and they weren't like, I thought the crowd was going to be going, oh my God. Because everybody, and I don't even care, I don't even like the American Badass that much. I never liked it that much. I thought it was weird. I never was that big into it, but it was like nostalgic. I wanted to see that nostalgia of that time. So I was excited just for fun, for no fucking reason, for just stupid nostalgia. But then it was like they zoomed in on the crowd, and the crowd was like, and they kept zooming in on the crowd, like get the reaction shots of people jumping up and down and be like, yeah, oh my God. And they were just like it was sad. It was like, what the hell's going on, man? The crowd isn't even getting that excited. Yo, Billy7, thanks for subscribing to the channel, Billy. Hey, everybody else, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're under the age of 25 or your parents will die. So subscribe if they're not dead already. I mean, I lost my dad at 8, so you could, you never know. So subscribe or your parents will die. Thank you very much. What's up, Bernard? How you guys doing in the chat? Click that like button and stick the thumb directly, up my ass, okay? LA Knight looking good tonight. Yeah.
Shit bum.
That was terrible. I'm sorry.
Pull it, damn it. Yeah.
Pull it, damn it. Yeah. Chief Wahoo dropping the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. Yo, Chief Wahoo, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum, man. We need some more shit bums around here. Hey, I appreciate that. Maybe you can go glam Kevin Nash's fucking face. How about that? Am I glamming you, Kevin Nash? Yes, I am. Come on the podcast. Kevin Patrick was terrible on commentary tonight. He is just atrocious. Yeah, on commentary. Terrible. Please, for the love of God, Triple H, I need a goddamn job, Triple H. I can be the voice of Monday Night Raw. I'm sitting here in a basement. I need a goddamn job, Triple H. I have 3 jobs, and it ain't enough to pay the IRS and all my bills. It's not enough, and I never see my kids. So you know what? Let's get Joe Cronin off of YouTube and off of my sales job selling roofs and windows. Let's get me off of that job. Let's get me off of YouTube, and let's go ahead and let's replace Kevin Patrick because he's terrible as the lead commentator from Monday Night Raw. He's just not that good. He's all right, but he's not that good. He doesn't make – I feel like I'm watching a robotic show. That's what I'm watching. Please, for the love of God, hire anybody else with a pulse. Hire somebody who has passion. Please, Road Dogg. Please, Triple H. I'm begging you. I don't care if it's not me. Just hire somebody. Oh, my God, man. I don't know what to do anymore with this guy. The commentary is not good. It's not good. And Vince isn't there or wasn't there, and now he's back, whatever. The bottom line is, man, they are just not – they keep putting on generic guys on commentary who, like, are fake or something. I have no idea how to explain their commentary, man. But they just sound fake. And yes, I would replace either one. I could replace either Corey Graves or Kevin Patrick. I could be the straight commentator calling everything like that and doing the hosting and commentary. I'd be fine with that. Taking over Michael Cole's spot. That's what I want to do. But I'm also fine with being the Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm fine with being the color heel commentary as well. You're right. And I do a better job than Corey Graves. Corey Graves looks like a fucking strung-out drug addict who won the lottery, okay? Like, dude, if this guy didn't dye his teeth white, I'd be like, yo, he's on something, all right? Corey Graves has the neck of a dinosaur. By the way, listen, I just don't, dude. Was Jerry Lawler there tonight? Because I thought I heard Jerry Lawler, and I didn't even know he was there. And it sounded like he said something about that he didn't think Kevin Patrick would make Raw 31. And that fucking killed me. Because I was literally just thinking, man, he is not good on commentary. I was just thinking it. And I knew it from the day he started. I said, ooh. And Kevin Patrick's all right. He's a great backstage guy. I think Kevin Patrick is a great backstage guy, just like Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton, great backstage guy, was horrible on commentary. I said that a million times for years. Kevin Patrick, I think he's a pretty good backstage guy, but he's not the guy for commentary. I don't understand how they don't see this. They had a cage match tonight that they didn't need to have. I don't know why they did that. It was a waste of my time and everybody's time to advertise, we're going to have a big cage match for nothing. Monday Night Raw tonight was better than the last few weeks of Raw because the last few weeks of Raw didn't have the legends coming out. But it felt a lot like Star Trek Picard. And if you watch Star Trek, you know what I'm talking about. It felt like they just waltzed out all the old-timers. They didn't have quite the energy they've ever had, and they didn't have a lot to say or do. They just came out to be there. Ric Flair came out to say, my daughter, woo! Hulk Hogan came out to say, what you gonna do, Monday Night Raw? DX came out with Kurt Angle to be like, hey, what's up? This is funny, but guess what? Here's the new guys. And all you could think was, man, all our heroes and all the legends are awesome still to see, but they're losing a step. For the first time, you're watching them and you're like, man, yeah, they really are getting old now. This is like Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. How long are these guys going to be in a Star Trek movie for? This is like Star Trek Picard. Oh, man, I love Star Trek The Next Generation. It was one of the biggest shows ever from 1987 to 1994. But, now in the year 2022, Patrick Stewart is back to play Picard, and the whole crew's coming back. But it's hard to believe in the first two seasons because Patrick Stewart is walking around like crippled Xavier, Captain Picard, like, oh, get the shields up, Commander. And it's like he was so amazing and so good was Star Trek and Picard. But now you're watching them in front of your eyes and you're like, wow, they have lost a huge step. But I love them, so it's nice to see. But man, they're not on the level they used to be. But I'm still excited for season 3 of Picard, But and again, all the new characters in Picard didn't work. The old characters are trying to pass the baton on to these new people, and they suck. And so you're stuck with old people who don't do as well. The writing is shit, and the new characters suck. It's the exact same thing as Monday Night Raw. The old characters aren't quite as good as they used to be, but the writing sucks, and the new characters are garbage. But you're watching just to see the old characters do things. It's exactly like Monday Night Raw tonight. I was watching for the old characters to do things, but the writing kind of sucks now. The commentary sucks, and the new guys just aren't very good. Except for LA Knight. Yeah. Undertaker comes out. Everyone looks stoic for some reason until finally the Undertaker turns the corner, and it's almost like they didn't know it was him or something. And then they got excited. They didn't get excited for the American Badass banner. They didn't get excited for the music at first. It wasn't until he appeared that they got excited. And I thought that was strange. I thought they would pop immediately. We even saw Ted DiBiase tonight, and it struck me. It struck me in my head, guys, and many of you as well. The older people who are listening, many of you in your 20s and younger don't really understand. But you got to think that I'm almost 40 years old, and to think that when I was 5 years old, I was watching Ted DiBiase talk about how everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. Like, whatever the fuck. And, there is something cute or beautiful, like, in a way, to sort of see that man standing with that $1 Million belt, knowing that his family embezzles people for money in churches. Standing with that $1 Million belt, and saying a line with IRS next to him. The IRS, ironically, could probably kill me soon. But it was fun, man. It was cute to see that. So I liked it all, in a way. But again, it was a lot of it was also lackluster, and I did fall asleep, man. It's hard to believe that, when I started this show, it was because I thought Raw could be a little better. I thought WWE could be better. I started my channel because I was ranting about some of the things I didn't like. But there was still a lot of stuff to like. And it's amazing that it's devolved to the point it's devolved to. I always thought that I would start ranting about wrestling in WWE and they would fix it within 5 years. That it would get fixed somehow, or the new superstars would shine or something. And it just never happened, and it got progressively worse. And here we are right now. I did not think it was going to be like this. That it would be this bad, that my channel would start growing to an amazing point and then start coming down. And that other people's channels would go way up and then start coming down in a way, because wrestling is so dead. That the ratings are so dead that the way fewer people are watching. I just didn't. I mean, I predicted it and I talked about it for years, but there was a part of me that was like, no, it will get rescued though sometime. Like, it's going to keep going down. That's true, and it's going to go down, down, down until they fix it. But then they're going to fix it. And in my head, I always thought they're going to fix it. I didn't expect Stone Cold to be there tonight. I did expect to talk about Stone Cold and the fact that he could be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. At least that's the rumor. And that could be to throw people off, for something that The Rock is going to do. And there is some good stuff once in a while. And there has been. For instance, dude, last WrestleMania was fun. We had a blast at the last WrestleMania. That was not the worst WrestleMania. You know what I mean? For the moments, last year was a moments WrestleMania. Some WrestleManias, there's just moments that are awesome. And last WrestleMania was that. The Stone Cold match with Kevin Owens, that was surreal to be seeing that. Vince McMahon doing what he did, that was surreal. There have been way worse WrestleManias in the past 10 years. I would say after WrestleMania 26, there was some real shitty WrestleManias. Like 28, 29, maybe, I don't know, 34, 35. There's just a lot of really bad WrestleManias. But the American Badass is back. Do you care? Do you not care? Some people don't care. Starting. But
do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers.
What's up, Pisharo?
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
I actually gave the show 6 out of 10. The steel cage match not happening was disappointing because people were looking forward to that, including the people who paid money, and WWE running out of time, which makes them look dumb for not realizing that.
Yeah, I mean, the end of the show was so rushed, it was crazy.
Super chat party.
They went off the air.
Limp Bizkit Taker intro would have popped.
I mean, you think maybe that's what it was? I mean, they did Limp Bizkit, right? Oh, no, they did Kid Rock. That's right. Maybe that's what it was? I mean, I don't know. He had the American Badass song, though. Adam Talmage. Thank you, sir. I don't know, bro. I didn't like American Badass. I wasn't a fan of it, but I heard so many people wanted it.
Did you expect Brock in the slightest? That was a complete surprise to me. This tells me Rock isn't happening.
Adam Talmage, thank you for the $4.99. No, I did expect... I did think Brock could be there tonight, and a lot of people did. And a lot of people actually thought Brock was going to be showing up in the main event And then a lot of people in the chat said that as the show started. So, yeah, no, I did expect Brock to a certain extent. I wasn't 100%, but, I mean, it did feel like we were going to get Brock. And yeah, it's not looking good for The Rock right now. Or they're doing a hell of a job disguising it. Like it seems like Cody Rhodes is going to win the Rumble, which is what we always said and predicted. But that's so obvious now that it's like that's so weirdly obvious. It's so obvious. So I almost wondered if maybe The Rock would show up in the Rumble and win it or something. But that's so I don't know, man. I think that'd be amazing. Imagine if The Rock showed up in the Rumble and won it, because you wouldn't see it coming, because you'd be thinking Cody Rhodes is going to win this Rumble, obviously. It's going to be a big, happy story. Here we go. And then, Cody Rhodes instead gets eliminated by somebody illegally, or not illegally, but from the outside. And so Cody Rhodes has like a grudge match at WrestleMania with somebody instead. And then his WrestleMania thing happens next year. I know that sucks, kind of. But that could be something I could see them doing. But it does seem like the real news is that The Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania, unless they're swerving us with this. Feels like no Rock at WrestleMania, and they'll have Stone Cold there in some capacity, and Cody Rhodes may win the Rumble. So we'll see. But it does feel like, why are they announcing Cody so? Or it feels like I don't know, something's up. Something is up, but then again, maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, or I'm getting a little too excited about it, right? Congrats to the queen of Monetize This, Allison Tuckwab. And by the way, guys, are you ready for the 400th episode of Monetize This? 400 episodes, guys, of Monetize This. And the 400th episode of Monetize This happens on my youngest son's birthday. That's right. It happens on February 11th, 2023. Monetize This, episode 400. Be here for that. On Saturday night, episode 400 of Monetize This. And this championship belt is on the line, baby. And you can vote for who you want to win the undisputed Monetize This championship. The beautiful, sexy belt designed by Joe Cronin and SITH NEGAN, produced and paid for by SITH NEGAN. It hasn't been defended in so many months, and the last time it was returned to me with derogatory stuff written on the old belt. But you have the chance to become the first ever brand new, no holds barred, Monetize This champion. This is big, but it's also a big night anyway. 400 episodes of Monetize This. We started it so long ago. It's going to be a fun, epic night of reflection and just having a good time, man, with everybody. So I look forward to it. The only original member that's still here would be Jesse. So I look forward, hopefully, to Jesse being a part of it. And then, of course, we may Dave Rose may be here as well, and he's one of the original kind of members. And he was one of the originals, but I mean Jesse is really one of the original with me and Tommy C and Chris way back when we started it. So and the whole point of calling it Monetize This was because we never thought we'd get monetized because we said terrible shit. And we're like, well, YouTube isn't going to monetize this. So fucking, that was the name of the show. So 400 happens on February 11th, Saturday night, 2023. Few weeks away. Next week is the Royal Rumble. Then the following week we will have some kind of a sort of remember show where we go back and listen to a lot of old episodes of Monetize This or clips of Monetize This and kind of react to it. And then the following week will be 400 episode of Monetize This. So that allows everything to go down the way it's got to go down. So it's perfect. Royal Rumble, the Reflection Show, and then episode 400 on February 11th. Hope you guys are there for that.
New subscriber.
You fucking mark!
Pulia. Samuel. Pulia. Subscribe. Thank you, Samuel. What's up, man? I'll have a Sam Adams here. Go down to the, when I'm in, well, I mean, I live in Boston, so we put Sam Adams up our own ass.
You raised a piece of shit.
What up, Spectral Citizen? Thank you for becoming a member once again. The Spectral Citizen, 22 months in a row. Same Joe. I loved Hogan growing up. I know, man. See? And they just can't get the batteries right tonight, you know? They can't get the batteries. I'm going to go to Discord in a second. I can't get the batteries right, you know? The batteries are dying in Hulk Hogan's microphone. Like, what are they doing, man? Fix those friggin' batteries.
You raised a piece of shit.
Mr. Pico Boulevard has become a member. Yo, Mr. Pico, thank you, dude. That's 15 months in a row for Pico. Pico, thank you, bro. Much appreciated. Live long and prosper. Vader style.
You raised a piece of shit.
Oh, shit.
Joe Cronin Nation.
Yo.
Give me a hell, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
hell
yeah,
yeah.
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 Must see content now. Have a great night, everyone.
We're going to take a little cruise over to Botch Club on Instagram in a few minutes. There is no better content on Instagram than Botch Club. And can you imagine the botches that happened tonight that are on Botch Club's Instagram right now?
Super chat party.
Adam Telmaj.
Who's your dream commentary partner? Ideal world.
Oh, man. My ideal commentary partner. I think it'd be I don't know, man. It'd be like Nigel McGuinness or Pat McAfee. I think Pat McAfee would be good. Pat McAfee or Nigel McGuinness at this point. And if I was color commentary, I'd want it to be.
There's something going on up in space. There's something going on up in this place. There's something weird gotta happening, strange gotta happening.
My
Things are
goodness!
gotta happening. What the fuck is happening? Aliens, extraterrestrials. They gave me a shot. Nanotechnology.
Allison Tuckwad!
I'm not me. You're not you. La la la. I'm fucking crazy. Split personality. Scott McKinnon. La 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 la
Did Carmella dump Corey Graves?
I don't know. Did that happen? Oh my God. I mean, we know that Corey Graves cheated on his girl or his wife, right? With Carmella, allegedly. So does it? Wait a minute. Now you're telling me Carmella might have left Corey Graves? What is he getting too limp? Hey, wait. What happened to their podcast? Weren't they doing a podcast together? I know he has After the Bell, but weren't they doing a podcast together? Allison Tuckwab dropping a big $49.99, baby. I don't know, man. We got to figure that out.
Roman to speak.
Yo, did Carmella and Corey Graves break up?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's fun.
Yeah. I've been doing that fucking LA Night segment, bro.
I told you,
What, did
man.
you get that on one knee?
Dude,
What?
Yeah.
Did you give him a
Dude,
time and ring? What?
The first time I heard him do that in Impact when he was doing that, I couldn't
love
stop doing that myself. Dude, I thought that it was so dumb and annoying, yet funny as fuck for some reason.
It's funny. It's funny. I didn't even watch him in Impact. I watched him the first episode of NWA Power. That's how I heard of him.
Oh, wow. I mean, this was
So
back
good.
when you know, Matt Hardy was doing the broken
I
thing
was
and
just
everything.
gonna say that. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that.
Because
Where were all the legends?
They
What?
died.
what legend? Wait a minute.
Tonight.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no, they got featured endeavored.
What legends are you talking about?
They were making this thing out to be like all these legends.
Dude,
were coming
what are
back.
you talking about? They had the Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and DX. Like, what do you mean? Who are they missing?
Well, no,
Name who they're
I'm
missing.
Not really.
they just
Yeah,
made
you're
it
not-
seem like there were going to be more than that.
Well,
Do you mean
who
more
else?
involved?
No,
Like more involved.
no.
Oh, okay, I got you. He means
I
more
think
involved.
I don't know, man. I think he changed his opinion. I don't know. Like I don't know. What do you mean more involved?
He's
They're
trying not to
fucking
get
old.
blasted by Joe Cronin.
Not wrong. They are fucking old. But I marked
Yeah.
out like a 2-year-old when Taker came out as American Badass. I was like, oh fuck. Because I didn't expect it.
Yeah, but the
And
crowd
that was-
didn't. They
I
looked.
liked it.
The crowd didn't know who was coming out. They looked like, what? Who's coming out? I don't know.
I wanted to beat everybody.
We
got
gotta
to
break down these segments
fucking
real quick.
baseball bat.
Yes.
Were they extremely quiet for Hogan?
I mean, they
I
were.
missed Hogan.
Dude, it's you know what? It made me think that a lot of the people in the crowd were people that started watching around like 2005 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't
Post
seem.
all the shit we were talking about.
Yeah, they like didn't. They didn't really care for Hogan too much. They just were like, yeah, Hogan, and then they were like, yeah. Yeah, it was weird, bro. I don't know. It was like they were smiling because they know these guys are legends, but they don't really have a. It was weird, man. I don't know. I am shocked at the crowd,
I was
but
very angry.
then again, I'm shocked that I just can't believe the Taker response. I can't believe that crowd didn't pop like immediately, like explode.
I'll say this. I'll say this about Philly. Philly normally is a very hot crowd. It definitely
Dude,
rivals
me
like
and
New
Dan.
York in a lot of ways.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it normally, like, for example, I have a friend of mine who actually went to that show tonight. He basically told me that the crowd was hot and cold at certain points, but based upon what he heard from people who were watching on TV, it didn't necessarily do it justice in the arena.
Right.
So maybe there were pockets where there were certain crowd parts of the audience, depending on where they were sectioned, like they were louder than other people in the crowd. So maybe that's another thing too, because sometimes acoustics can be weird that way when it comes to cameras and the way they sound, and also the way like they're trying to feed in the sound as well. But for what it's worth, I mean, the first 2 segments, I mean, the first segment in general with Hogan, I mean, the first thing that I remember seeing before I even heard the crowd noise was looking at his neck. Dude, he's getting old. That thing is hanging.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That turkey neck is hanging.
Oh, Ric Flair.
Might like drop, yeah.
Yeah.
And then also and then he's lifting his hand up to go point at his ear, and I'm like looking at his at his armpit. That thing is hanging.
King Elvis in the chat. That's what me and Dan said. It should have been in Boston.
Yeah, it would have been
it should have
better but I thought it would have been good in Philly. So I would have thought it would have been good.
I thought it would be better in New
After
York
seeing
personally,
Philly, I
because
wish I was dead.
I mean, I wish it was kind of in New York, because at least that's where Ross started, in Manhattan. I mean, if they did it in the Barclays Center, you know what I mean? At least they would have gotten like definitely a live response.
If they're gonna do it in New York, there's only one place they can do it in New York, and that's the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, you're right.
But you got to understand, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. People, when they do shows at the Garden, especially wrestling shows, they lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
Through ticket sales, because the thing is, they lose a lot on the Garden because.
Are we talking about them with money?
Yes, we are.
WWE and money, the
Yeah.
highest grossing company that could kind of lose a few bucks for entertaining fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I could help them for once.
The Samoan dynasty court, or what you want to call it, the
trial
court
of Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
that
there
was
you go.
fun.
Let me just say
that
this.
was really good.
From the opening statement of Roman all the way to Paul Heyman taking the microphone, the crowd was eating. It was eating
So
it
was
all. Yeah,
was I.
because they're chanting the ECW chant. The next thing you know, Paul comes right around of nowhere and smacks all the fans in the face by basically saying, "Yeah, this is gonna die just as much as so and so with the Sami Zayn, trial here," and goes verbatim, like point A, point B, point C, point D of this is why he's guilty. Then out of nowhere, as the Sami chants, which by the way, people on Twitter are saying, "Oh my God, this is like the next Daniel Bryan thing." I'm like, calm down. Calm down. Not even close.
A lower level, Brian.
It's not even
It's
close.
Very lower level.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's B, no, you know what it is? It's B+ player Brian.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this. Sammy took his time. Sammy took his time. Are we good, Joe?
I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Having too much fun with LA Knight, man. I love him.
Or Eli Drake, whatever you want to call him. Yeah.
We're gonna
So
call him
Sammy-
LA Knight. That's his name now. You cocksucker.
What?
What?
You
Yeah.
call him LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Dude, real quick, he comes from that all-star class of Impact from EC3, LA Knight,
Bobby Roode.
Broken Matt Hardy,
Bobby
AJ
fucking Rude got
Bobby
screwed
Roode.
in WWE, man.
like
James Storm.
2006 to from 2005 to 2007, man. Especially it's really 06 though. That 2006 Impact locker room was
It's the
fire.
golden era.
Yeah, like dude, the entertainment on that show for about 8 months, Impact Wrestling was fucking awesome.
And by the
Dude,
way,
the amount of time AJ Styles almost died in that span was fucking ridiculous.
and by the way, a lot of those guys came from Ring of Honor, and when Impact
Mhm.
made exclusive contracts to those guys, Ring of Honor was in the hole for a bit, except for guys like the Briscoes and Kevin Steen and El Generico actually keeping it afloat. So,
Speaking of the Briscoes, was anyone surprised to see Kevin Owens with the J band on his
No.
arm?
no.
No, I knew he was gonna do something in some way.
Yeah, I know he was going to do something, but I'm kind of surprised WWE let him.
Of course, dude.
Not for that.
This is a death that honestly is shaking up the entire wrestling world, even all the way in Japan. They freaking been doing tributes all weekend long. So, which by the way, Joe,
What's that Give Send Go set up to now?
It's right now about $290,000.
All right, so they're gonna
That's
get to
what's
it.
up.
Yeah, 300,000. That's good.
Glad the
Yeah,
family
yeah.
gets taken
And then
care of.
I just got some updates tonight. So during Raw, the organizers of the not the GoFundMe, but basically the donations that they've been collecting, they're actually going to be making another donation for the other family because the mom passed away. And I'm not sure if you heard this, Joe, but all weekend long, trolls all over like social media have basically been attacking the family of the victim.
Oh, for
man.
fuck's sakes.
Yeah,
Oh.
they've been attacking the mom.
What
basically saying it's all her
other
fault.
family of the other?
Yeah,
Yes.
the other girl.
Yeah, this
Oh
has
my
been
God,
this has
bro.
been hurting the family, but luckily enough, the family is like strong in faith. And basically, the organizers are basically asking like people online, "Will you please stop with the negative crap? Like we don't
What
have
the,
Fuck's
That's
sakes.
weird, bro.
What-
It's
what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, God,
Well,
fuck.
again,
Why I
welcome-
hate this,
welcome
look,
to
the
the
wrestling
internet, my
community.
guys.
It's not like the
bro.
other.
Like,
First of all, so we don't know a lot about the other family. We haven't talked a lot about them. But so that was a mother. She had kids, and
it was a
Yep.
mother. They have children, 2 children. One is 4, the other one's 11.
oh God, see that's so sad, bro. And I mean,
And
obviously,
so
she
basically, they asked the people who were trolling to please delete all their comments because eventually the kids are going to have to, eventually when they get social media, they don't have to read.
well,
about
that's
their
not going to
mom.
work. That's going to make them do it more. I mean, trolls don't give a
Yeah.
shit. They're just troll people. But it's just
Well,
seen it in this community a
But
bunch.
there are some
Yeah.
good news. There is some good news though. The children, the 2 daughters that are in the hospital, Jay's kids, they're eating better. One of them
Thank
apparently was
fuck.
starting to walk around a little bit. Thank God. One of them was playing video games with their mom, and they're starting to eat better. In other
Yeah.
words, more solid foods and stuff.
Fantastic.
And then there's a vigil going on at a church in Laurel, Delaware, which is where they're from, on Wednesday, which would have been Jay's 39th birthday.
Yeah, that was. I knew his birthday was close.
I bet the kids.
Yeah.
I bet the kids will end up meeting the other kids, and they'll end up.
They will. The
Yeah.
families have already been in contact with each other, so
Because
they're
it's
already
dude,
praying for
it's
one
a
another.
horrific accident. Like obviously someone made a mistake, but that doesn't mean like come on, it's a
Yeah,
mistake.
no. The family, the Briscoe / Pugh family have actually gave an open statement saying we are forgiving people and we are not here to cause blame or who's to blame. We're actually in touch with the family and we're in touch with each other because remember that community is very small.
Yeah.
In Laurel, Delaware, so everybody knows
Actually,
each other.
Rumor has it it's going to be Mark Briscoe versus her husband at
Well.
RH Supercards.
We actually talked about Briscoe. Speaking
Oh
of Mark
my
Briscoe,
God.
he did make one comment, which again was
an eye for an eye match.
Oh God. Mark Briscoe made a comment. He basically told the organizers, just tell the fans this: God is still on the throne. Basically, that was his statement.
Oh,
So that's pretty much what it is. And then right now, as far as to my knowledge, there's T-shirts, obviously by Ring of Honor Wrestling through AEW. They're constantly throwing them on Pro Wrestling Tees, which is Reach for the Sky T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
which is
the
already,
T-shirt's great.
yeah, and then there's also another T-shirt that's being made by another company through the organization, in which they're also going to sell. All proceeds are going to the family.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're going to be getting at least a good half a million, close to $1 million within the next like couple weeks, based upon the fans' response, and it's already looking great. I mean, again, there's even other ideas for tributes that are being made throughout the wrestling world based upon different promoters talking and such, so it's a good thing.
I'm not trying to, turn the Raw review into being sad more, but this is important. And so you should check the shirt out on Pro Wrestling Tees. They texted me the other day about it. And I didn't, I just got the alert that the shirt's out. So, okay. There's no coupon code or anything like that.
No. There's no coupon code. Like I said, all proceeds are going directly to the family. I'm not sure if that also includes shipping, but I'm pretty sure it does. I'm assuming.
I just say, buy a shirt, throw $20 on the Give, Send, Go. There you go.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
Too bad it has to have a fucking date under it, which she was alive.
A lot of tributes going on, and by the way, even Ashley, who's Jay's wife, is also basically saying we're still not out of the woods yet. The children are still going to be rehabbing for a while. One of them still in a back brace and stuff of that nature, and the other one is still again trying to walk here and there. So like again, keep everybody in your prayers, and that's basically what she said.
I can't believe he was my age, like almost exactly. That's crazy. We were the same age.
Crazy, man.
I don't know why I thought he was a little older than me, but yeah,
it's the beard.
It's the beard, yes, because I can't
grow a beard.
And
the dreadlocks.
It's the beard.
And the manliness.
He's got a lot of gray in his beard. And the
manliness, yeah.
I agree.
There's that too.
That was a man's man right there.
I turned out to be like this. I ended up being. I never knew what I was going to be. I thought I was going to be this, Shawn Michaels type or something when I was older, but it turned out to be that I'm like the sniveling reporter guy. Like you never
like
picture. Yeah, you never picture yourself to be Howard Finkel or like or Earl Hebner or like like
Michael Cole.
Yeah, like the sniveling reporter, like dude who looks like a fucking Muppet or something. You're like, no, I'm gonna be the cool guy, and then you turn 38 like me, and you go, oh shit, I'm that guy. I'm the fucking sniveling looking
I've
asshole.
Turned into what I wanted not to be.
Guys, speaking of which, Dax from FTR put out a video statement on his podcast. Basically, he shared a text message that he got from Jay, which was from an interview that he did right after the dog collar match that they had in December. He basically says, you know what I mean? I can't say whether or not this match is going to be one of the greatest matches of my career thus far, because remember, he was over a 20-year veteran. He started when he was like a teenager. But Jay basically said that maybe when I grow older in my rocking chair, you know what I mean, I'll be able to look back and, be like, man, I can really appreciate it.
Well,
because he was a very humble guy. But then Dax basically said in a comment saying, we may not have 4 rocking chairs anymore. We have 3, but I'll make sure that, your brother, make sure that, he doesn't, forget, what we've done together and the fact that we'll constantly remember you, basically. So.
All right. Well, Rostafa hijacked the show to talk about.
No, I did not. You
brought
it. You asked about it, so there
I secretly believe
You
he
wouldn't
wants a
get
piece
this
of Briscoe's wife.
Oh.
Will you stop? I'm gonna pull my gorilla monsoon for a Raw. Will you stop?
I will.
Going back to
I don't. We don't have a lot of time to talk about Raw anymore, so let's go. Give me your important points of Raw. I've already been over it a little bit, but go.
Yep.
What else you got?
So basically, Sami Zayn doesn't put up a defense. Then all of a sudden, one of the Usos basically say, "Let me give you my defense," representing Sami.
Love
basically,
that.
Sami's off the hook for now.
It was great.
I loved when Jay did that.
Yeah, that was a good segment, man. And you didn't know what was gonna happen, right? You're like, oh fuck, he's gonna spike him like in the neck, and this is like crazy.
Well, bro.
So
this is the first Raw I've fully watched.
Are the Usos going by Freeburg rules now?
No. That was just to work in the storyline where basically the Usos had to defend the titles. They're not defending them at the Rumble, I don't think. And basically, it was just that match, and it was a good match. I actually liked it. So.
Yeah, I had fun with that.
Yeah, it was a good opening.
I was gonna say that was the first, or this whole Monday Night Raw was the first full Raw I've watched in 4 years, And that first segment got me excited because I actually felt something in the wrestling world for the first time in a while. Like, I kind of gave a shit.
Yeah, it wasn't like the best thing ever. It was just well done. It was done in this era of sort of PG and whatever, but it was done really
The acting
well.
was great.
Yeah, they all
The
just
Usos, like, they're great.
no, yeah, everyone did a great job. That
Big
was
time.
that was really good. And I'm surprised. That was very good. That was the best segment of the night. I mean,
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up these 2 points of these 2 segments. So basically, obviously, the Undertaker segment.
Fucking loved it.
I did pop for the American Badass theme song. That was
did
my
too.
song back in the day. I love that song. And yes, the Undertaker had trouble with his bike, especially coming through the curtain. Now, as far as the crowd's reaction, you got to understand, it took forever for him to come out with that motorcycle.
Well,
Still, I'd be jamming with the theme song.
I couldn't believe that the minute the music changed that they didn't go and obviously the director believed the same because they kept zooming in on the crowd and they expected to see people going nuts
moving.
and they were just like
maybe what I would have done, instead of doing the gong in the beginning and then of course obviously showing the graphic of the American Badass theme, I would have just played the song and then let everything go dark and then show the image and then Undertaker being there.
Or you just
you know
shut
what I
the
mean?
lights off and do the image first.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, whatever, but dude, they had enough of a cue. I mean, they put the big American Badass thing up. The music was playing. I mean, for a split second, I thought, oh, this is someone else trolling. And then immediately I went, oh, no, they're doing the American Badass thing. Holy shit. And then I was like, oh, wow, because I don't care. I'm not a big American Badass guy. I'm not like that. My friend Chris, I grew up with my friend Chris. He loved it. He was like obsessed with it. I thought it was kind of, and I liked it, a little bit.
I like it.
But yeah, but
I still like it.
But that's what I'm saying is a lot of people really love it. Some people in the chat were saying no one ever liked that. It was always lame or whatever. And no, it wasn't. People loved it. There was a huge crew of people that loved it. And to this, the past few years on my show, I've seen thousands of people in chats and comments saying like, "Oh, I want to see American Badass." Tonight we got it.
And by the way,
it was too late.
Since we've seen that. It was 20 years since we've seen that image.
I can vouch for that. For years, I've been seeing, I want to see Biker Taker one more time.
Yes.
I've seen that exact sentence so many times.
And I feel like almost like maybe it was too late or something. Don't you like? Is that what it was? That it was too late?
No,
I think it was Philly.
Oh, yeah, they were probably too late.
What do you think? Because like the Eagles are going in the playoffs, that they're all everyone's insane or something.
No, I look at it. I look at it this way. It's Taker. He's in retirement. He's not going to wrestle ever again, so he can do whatever the heck he wants. And yeah, could you have seen it
ever again?
Yeah. Could you have seen it again? Yeah, but what would have been the point based around storyline purpose? Even if it was a great, masterful story that you could put on television, he could still wrestle. Like, who cares?
We're trying to find a reason why we like it, and you know why? Because these are the fucking guys that we watched on TV before the trash roster we have now. So we're trying to hold on to everything. We see these fucking guys, hoping something fucking happens, because nothing else is fucking good.
I agree with that. One of the things tonight that I liked, but I also hated, was when they did that montage at the beginning, because it reminded me of all the times Raw was good, and then made me realize we are never going to get a good moment like that.
Well, speaking of good moments, which is not much of this one, the fact that we were scheduled for a week to get a steel cage match and it just ended in a boosh or schmaz, if you will. I couldn't believe it happening.
What was that about? Like, I was like, did they run out of time? But like,
that was the weight of a steel cage.
Why did they do that? Like, that was so weird, dude. It was
and that has never happened in the history of cage matches. That has never happened.
Do you think it's something to do with the commercials?
It had something to do with the time, because, and then that's the other thing we didn't mention yet, is that they played a 3-minute commercial with only 3 minutes left in the show. Like, it was like, what? They came back from commercial at 10:57.
Yeah, that's why they shouldn't go commercial free for the first fucking hour.
Listen,
just gonna say that, Dan. Good fucking job.
Right, they definitely fucked up. Like, this was some kind of fuck up, but also maybe not, because maybe they thought, well, listen, the match doesn't matter anyway. All that matters is Brock Lesnar coming out. and even that got cut
Even
off.
then, even then, it was difficult because
What was-
it
think
literally
about that,
shut
though.
off. It shut off
Think
during the
about
middle
that.
of commentary.
What
trying to get
was
it
that? What involvement did Brock Lesnar even have to
It's
be in
no,
that
it's just to
fucking match?
say he's back. Like, oh no, it's WrestleMania season coming up and
Well,
Royal
because
Rumble
remember,
season.
they're continuing the story
They
with
had
Bobby
a thing.
Lashley.
Yeah,
They're still
they had a
continuing
thing.
that story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Shit. Fuck. Damn it.
He had a thing, Lashley. I thought you said
Fuck shit.
Fuck. It's okay.
You raised a piece of shit.
You raised a piece of shit.
How you advertise a Raw XXX show and not show any pink? Thought Rick was gonna bleed. Barry Horowitz debuted at Impact tapings and was better than Hogan. Taker passing torch to Bray should have happened years ago at Mania. Cody winning
Well, they
too
already had a match at
predictable.
Mania.
He buried him. Cody winning too predictable. I'd boo. Oh.
That's one thing I was arguing in the chat. I was like, I wish it just wasn't announced.
Oh shit. Every thought you have is interrupted tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Telmaj dropping $9.99. Scissor me, daddy.
I wonder if LA Knight.
Scissor me, daddy.
Yeah.
One of the best gimmicks going in the world.
Yo.
Cody Seth 1 and 2. Dolph comes in at 3. They carry the match. Cody eliminates Seth under circumstances. Rock comes in at 30. Rock wins. Cody gets Seth in a fair match at WrestleMania. Wins MIB.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Telmaj, thanks for the $9.99. That's kind of what I was thinking, that, then The Rock would come in. It does kind of suck for Cody if that's what happens in a way, because it's like...
It's the CM Punk treatment.
Yeah, it is the CM Punk thing, but I could see Cody Rhodes playing ball, but and then they would do the Cody thing next year. But
I unfortunately, Joe, as much as I want to see Rock, let alone, I mean, again, it'd be nice to see him at Rumble, but the thing is, I highly doubt he's going to show up in the Rumble.
He wasn't coming.
And people are going to be disappointed if they have high expectations of that.
oh, they really are, because it seems like The Rock isn't coming, unless it's some kind of swerve to throw us off.
No.
But
There's been reports all over that Rock had told WWE higher ups that he is in no shape to compete at WrestleMania.
And by the way, let
No.
me explain that. He means ring shape, not necessarily muscle-bound shape. We're talking ring shape. It takes weeks. It took him weeks to work down in Florida with Curtis Axel for the Cena rematch for WrestleMania
and
29.
quite honestly,
So,
the movements in the ring, I mean, bro, this guy will tear something, and he knows it. And he did it before. When you
he
get
did
out
it
there,
at Mania 29.
yeah, when you get out there, you really can't simulate how your body and muscles and your adrenaline starts kicking in when there's those people are out there and you're out there. So you spend all this time doing cardio and intense workouts and things like that.
And by the way,
but it doesn't matter.
Yes, he was planning on wrestling most likely the next year with Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, but yet couldn't do that because he got injured. And there was supposed to be a whole schmaz the next night. And then like 3 storylines got scrapped. It was him and Brock. Punk was backstage, but they wouldn't allow him to go on because the crowd was going, heels and then baby booing the baby faces. And then I think, what was the other storyline? There was another one where I guess there was a match that was supposed to be at Mania, and then they put it on Raw that night because I was there that night, and I think they did that twice. But yeah, it was a tough weekend. Put it that way.
Yeah, this is
Shit bum.
Oh,
I traveled 4 hours to be at Raw tonight. Was fun but kinda underwhelming. My God, was Bianca and Sonya boring.
yeah.
Sami Zayn was amazing tonight. 6.5.
Wow, Alex Ole drove 4 hours to be
And
there.
that was live too, from a live perspective. Wow.
Wait a minute, Jesus, you
Man.
drove.
You drove 4 hours to that fucking mess?
Yeah, I mean,
Highway to hell.
dude, 4 hours though to like a show that was all right, but not one you'd want to drive 4 hours to.
No. I gave. People are going to be mad at me because I already wrote this in the chat. I gave it a 7 mainly because I thought the segment with the Bloodline was great. I thought the tag match was great. As far as the Undertaker segment, I didn't mind that there were some botches here and there. I didn't mind. Plus, also,
I honestly didn't really know.
What did he end up saying to Bray?
WTF was that with Becky and Bailey? Crowd said WDF.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't get it. I couldn't dude, I'll tell you right now, I give the show probably a 5 because
Yeah,
yeah. I
You know.
might as well change it to a 6 for me. But the funny thing is, when Charlotte was out there and she's saying, I'm
Why,
the 14th
that's
time.
something I wanted to ask. Why did Charlotte bury the other 4 horsewomen?
What do you mean in terms of not recognizing them, like Sasha and those people?
Yeah.
Well, again, you can't talk about Sasha. She's at another company. Why
No,
would you
no,
acknowledge
like
her?
Becky Bailey is in the company. Becky and Bailey are in the company.
Well, again, you asked the script people. You asked the
Mhm.
writers.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, this is one thing that I'm still like. Again, it's been what 8 years since I think she won her first title, but the fact that she's a 14-time world champion already, and we've already said this before, as much as we can appreciate Charlotte's athleticism and her growth, at the end of the day, the way she was booked in order just to get a lot of those 14 championship reigns is hilarious to me
Yeah.
because I never accepted most of those reigns.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this girl is going to have these accolades of being a 14, whatever the fuck, and it just doesn't feel like she earned it. Like, I mean, it feels like she earned something. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as a woman competitor, it feels like Charlotte like should be like a 6-time women's champion, and it would be that's really good. Like, and that's
I would have said 8.
yeah, whatever. Like, I'd take that, but like to say 14, it's just fucking ridiculous. It doesn't
She's a
seem.
14
I
time
remember
She
when they were
she's a-
padding that though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say she's a 14-time world champion, but she only feels like an 8-time.
Exactly. I
Or
mean,
less.
again, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, remember the feud that she had with Sasha, and there was, I believe, on 2 occasions where Sasha had the title, and then like the next night or two, Charlotte would get it right back, which
Yeah,
made
exactly.
no sense to me.
When
I
they
mean-
were initially padding that title or her reigns, I was thinking, and I remember being around. They're trying to make it like her old man.
It
They're
is
trying to
it.
have the Ric Flair numbers on her
Yeah.
daughter. On his
Right,
daughter.
but here's also the other thing too. The reason why she's in WWE is because she wants to honor her brother, as she says on multiple occasions, and
yeah,
I get
I've heard that.
I get that. But the other thing is that, again, if you really care about championships and the legacy of those championship reigns, you would have enough sense, especially as a booker, to understand that if you're just giving the titles off willy-nilly and there's not an explanation and a true journey with those titles, like why should I care about the reign, let alone the champion who
Think
held
about
it?
Hogan's reigns. Like, it's like Hulk Hogan was, I think, WWE champion 5 times.
I think it was 6. Might have been
Okay.
6 when he came back and won
So-
from Triple H.
It's like I can remember all his reigns and times of those eras, and they were all special. You know, maybe not the
Yes.
time, maybe not the WrestleMania 9 one, but in some ways, even that was kind of weird because it was so different that had never been done. But that was like a Charlotte Flair moment where she just wins randomly. But his other reign, I would say that's probably the worst one. But his other ones,
and I'm still angry. I'm
are
still
good.
angry
Yeah.
how WrestleMania 35 was a triple threat, and it should have just been one-on-one. Same thing I felt at WrestleMania 22 with Randy, Ray, and Kurt. I felt it should have been one-on-one, but it is what it is. They wanted to insert Charlotte because they felt that Charlotte was the star, and I think she actually did have one of the titles at the time.
yeah,
It
and she
new
was, you know,
You fucking mark!
valid. Humanity Stick. Thanks for subbing to the channel. What's up? Let's have a beer for Humanity Stick. I've only got about 5
Yeah.
more minutes left. Yeah, I gotta get.
What?
Hey, where was X-Pac's dog?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that-
yeah.
I
You
am.
raised a piece of shit!
I can't believe
Raw
it.
should have Bailey versus Becky on periods in a Smells Like Steel cage match. I heard what Taker said to Bray. He said let's swap wives sometime. Show really missed Tatanka. Casuals and kids prob only know Taker as dead, Flair is drunk and Hogan as rape.
Yeah, you know, Dak Prescott sucker. It's too bad that Tatanka wasn't there.
Shit bomb!
Because Tatanka would have nailed it.
Suk Ma. Radio edit. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my
I'm not gonna like
god.
Ric Flair being on Raw. I don't remember the last time he was on Raw. It was probably around maybe 6-7 years ago, which is weird because
Charlotte was telling them.
But you remember when
Yeah,
Tatanka
yeah,
went
when
over
Charlotte
at the
was
Rumble?
No, it was the Lacey Evans thing.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Remember the Rumble where Tatanka went flying out of the ring and almost died?
Yes.
He just ate shit, dude. He landed like on the mat with his
Oh,
big
man.
flabby body. I interviewed him once. He was very nice.
The main event, though, obviously was rushed. It was no different from watching a Dynamite taping.
I was just gonna say, it's funny we make fun of AEW Dynamite for rushing the end, but at least they finished the fucking thing correctly. Like, there's a finish, and they know they're rushing their finish.
Yes.
WWE didn't know they were rushing their finish.
Oh, no, they were rushing the entire show because they were trying to pack like a 4-hour show in a 3-hour
That's why it
time.
was a terrible ending.
I don't know. I just can't believe it, man. You have 3 hours and they couldn't figure it out. And there really wasn't that many good matches. So it's like,
Shit bum.
What are you doing?
8 total of driving for a okay show. Went for Legends.
I get it. And I would have gone too for Legends, in some ways.
Yep.
That
Taker Engines was worth it.
The way I felt, though, is I've actually seen all those people. I've seen everybody. So I'm like, all right, I'm happy. I don't need to go out there, And obviously I wouldn't nowadays.
Yeah, because normally on these shows, they'll recognize the legends like out in the ring or out on the stage, and they didn't even do that. They just kept them in the back in the APA door deal.
Maybe they came out later. I wonder if after the show they came out and did something. They should have done that if they didn't.
Maybe. But again, there was all that destruction based, with Brock last week and Theory did. So
Me and Jesse James was thinking that they should have just done a 3-hour poker show.
Yeah, it would have been better.
Poker. That'd be interesting.
It would have been fucking better.
Which, by the way,
and then right as someone wins, the other guy shoots the guy and then leaves.
Money.
Somebody brought up a great point.
And that's how we get rid of Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't think of
Adam Talmage is once again scissoring me, daddy. Super chats are coming in tonight.
This should be Sonya Deville theme song.
Adam Talmage. All right. Well, boys, I got to call it a night in a second.
I was just going to make one more point.
One more thing. Adam Talmage, go ahead, and then we'll wrap up here. Monetize this 400, episode 400 on February 11th, Saturday night.
Delete the Bianca match and let the Becky match go 7 minutes or let it go 5 minutes with interference. This is so simple. You literally cut Brock off so we could watch Road Dogg and a pointless Sonya match.
Well, I don't mind Road Dogg, but the Sonya match was stupid.
Don't forget about the Dynamite review.
Thank you, Adam Talmage.
Come on, Road Dogg. I know you're watching. Give Joe a job. The commentary sucks.
Kicking that shoes, Nick.
Please let me fix your commentary. I will be the excitement. I will be the energy of Raw. Let's go.
You know how you should come into Raw, Joe?
How's that?
You should come into Raw. Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick would be sitting at the commentary table.
Dude.
You take a steel chair to Kevin Patrick.
I'll take out Patrick. Dude, I will straight up I will do the Shawn Michaels from the rafters. I will.
God. With a chair.
Yes, I will come down flying from the rafters to some music that they buy for me so I can have a good entrance.
It's about 100.
No. You should come out the Clan Man. License to like the Clan Man.
No, what'd be good is if I come down the zip tie thing, and as I'm coming down, I yell the Vince line. I go, "That's 100 feet in the air!"
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know. And then I land in the middle of the ring, and I go, "I've always wanted to do that. Welcome to Monday Night Raw." And I'm the new commentator.
Right into your headset.
That'd be fucking funny.
So
oh my God.
One more thing, and this is what was weird.
And then nobody will know who I am. They boo me. Well, go ahead.
Kurt comes out with DX, okay? And at first, I thought they got Billy. They got Billy Gunn.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one to think that.
They should have had him a pair of scissors in his hand.
Yep. Oh my God.
Like, dude, if he had, if he was like, I thought I could just pretend to be Billy or to be the other guy, and then be like, why the hell you got a pair of scissors? I don't know. I heard it's a thing.
Isn't that what he sells now?
Yeah, he sells scissors.
He could be well. This is Billy.
He's sponsored by Staples.
I don't know, man. He circumcises himself. All right, I gotta get out of here. What do you guys? Anything last thing? Real quick.
I'm changing it from a 7 to a 6.
There you go. We're stopping changing
5 out of 10. 5 out of 10.
5 flat.
Fives
See you guys
all around.
on Dynamite.
Thank you guys for being here, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow night and Wednesday. Dynamite.
I'll be looking forward to all your comments as this video is about to end.
Oh, you will get them. Mustafa, pathetic. 7, kill yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Mustafa, I love you, man. No, seriously, I don't have a lot of comments because I got to go. I really got to get to bed. So I need to, if I don't get 6 hours of sleep, I may die. You want the Glock clock theme? I'd like to do that, but I'll lose all my monetization. You know, if you guys want to support the show, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, or subscribe right here. And feel free to use paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show, paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show if you want to donate directly to the show in private. And pay for my gas money this week. That'd be awesome. These super chats are wonderful. They take a month to get to them though, so drop me a coffee tomorrow if you can. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel. Whatever, share this to all your friends and family and people who love wrestling. Tell them about the Joe Cronin Show. I want to have you guys here with me, and I may be on tomorrow night, possibly, or sometime tomorrow night, maybe. But I will be on Wednesday night for AEW Dynamite review for sure. And maybe in the day as well. I don't know. I thought tonight was a 5 out of 10. Some things could have been better. The Philly crowd at times was lackluster, but I also had a lot of fun with a lot of things too. And the commentary team was terrible. LA Knight is awesome. American Badass. People finally got that. They wanted it, so good for that. And that's it, man. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys, seriously, for backing me up like you guys always do and for hanging out here tonight. Leave comments on this video. I'll try to read them all and get to stuff tomorrow. If there's things you think I missed and you're like, what the fuck, Joe, talk about this? Leave comments about that. Tell me so I can think about it and maybe I can talk about it tomorrow. Feel free to do that. Please do. Thank you guys for helping out. And hope we did all right for the little bit of time we had. See you tomorrow.
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. And he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. Is fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin because it's just so fucking sad.